on your screen. Alright? Okay. Past time ni habits ni વાત કરી છે. So let us talk about some habits in the present time also. Remember, habits have time zones. If you're talking about habits in the past time, you go to used to. Let's come to the next point on your screen. Okay, before the next point, there is a note. Used to is also used for situations that took place in the past but are now no longer true. This is a very important note, friends. Please pay attention. Used to is also used for situations that took place in the past, which actually happened in the past but are now no longer true. હવે એ સિચ્યુએશન, એ પરિસ્થિતિ એવી ને એવી જ નથી રહી, કમ્પ્લીટલી ચેન્જ થઈ ગઈ છે. Let us take a look at the sentences. I used to live in Delhi, but I left it in 2000. હવે તો 2010 થઈ ગયું છે. So, I used to live in Delhi, but I left it in 2000. Alright, let's take a look at the second sentence. Ruskin used to be very fit when he was younger. Ruskin used to be very fit when he was younger. Is Ruskin fit today also? The answer is a big no. Ruskin was fit physically, mentally, whatever, only when he was younger. That is not the true situation today. Today, Ruskin probably is not as fit as he used to be in his younger days. This is a very important note. Kindly note it down. Let's move a little forward on your screens. Function number 2. What does it say? We only use used to talk about the past. We only use used to talk about the past. Present માટે પછી આપણે શું વાપરીશું? To talk about present habits or situations, we use the simple past tense. I'm sorry, the simple present tense. To talk about present habits or situations, we simply use the simple present tense. હાલના સમયમાં, વર્તમાનના સમયમાં તમારી ટેવો, તમારી હેબિટ્સ જો તમને બતાવવી હોય, તો એના માટે આપણને કોઈ વિશેષ એક્સપ્રેશનની જરૂર પડતી જ નથી. We can simply construct a sentence in the simple present tense. Alright, there is nothing special, no particular expression to be added at all. And we have already done our tenses together. We have done the structures together. So we know how sentences are constructed in the simple present tense. Shall we take down a look at a few examples? Let us see on your screen. Screen par tame juo. My sister lives in Delhi. Simple sentence છે simple present tense માં. તમને simple present tense ના structure ની યાદ દેવડાવી દઉં. Subject plus verb plus S. Because this is sister, એટલે કે she, એટલે કે third person singular છે. So my sister lives in Delhi. Simple present tense. This is her present habit or habit in the present time. Second sentence ઉપર આવીએ. Every evening I go for a swim. Every evening I go for a swim. રોજિંદા જીવનની વસ્તુઓ કયો કાળ બતાવે છે? simple present tense બતાવે છે. And these are 3 sentences in the simple present tense. Every evening I go for a swim. Look at the third sentence. My brother is health conscious. Simple. Alright, so let's take the second function again. We only use used to talk about the past. Talk about the past means habits of the past time. To talk about present habits or situations, we use the simple present tense. It's something very simple actually. My sister lives in Delhi. Every evening I go for a swim. And my brother is health conscious. Alright friends, let's move ahead. Okay, અહીંયા ફંક્શનની જગ્યા એક નોટ દેખાય છે. નોટ એટલે કે અ વેરી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ પોઈન્ટ. આપણે દરેક લેક્ચરમાં, સ્પોકન ઇંગ્લિશના લેક્ચરમાં ગ્રામરની એક્સરસાઇઝીસ જ્યારે કરીએ છીએ ત્યારે ત્યાં એક નોટ મૂકીએ છીએ. This note is kept only when there is something very important. Alright. Note શું કહે છે? We do not use used to say how long something happened. Used to નો ઉપયોગ કોઈ પણ એક્શન કેટલા લાંબા સમય સુધી ચાલ્યું એ બતાવવા માટે આપણે નથી કરતા. Alright. For example, look at the sentence. I worked in Reliance Industries for 2 years. Simple sentence છે, simple past tense માં છે. I worked in Reliance Industries for 2 years. પણ નીચે જે લખ્યું છે, the note below the sentence is the most important sentence. We cannot say, I used to work in Reliance for 2 years. Alright, please do not commit this mistake. We cannot say, I used to work in Reliance for 2 years. આવું તમારે સમયગાળો, when you have to show a particular time period during which you did a particular action, you simply form a sentence in the simple past tense. That is it. That's all. Okay, let's come to the third point now. The negative of used to is normally didn't use to. તમે મિત્રો એક વસ્તુ અહીંયા માર્ક કરી, used, USED, used to. પણ એનું નેગેટિવ જ્યારે આપણે કન્વર્ટ કરીએ છીએ, what does it come to? Didn't use to. Alright, we cannot say didn't used to. That will be a wrong expression. Alright, the negative of used to is normally didn't use to. Let us take a look at the sentences. I didn't use to live in Calcutta. Oh, I'm sorry, Kolkata. Look at the second sentence. You didn't use to like Western music. હવે કદાચ તમને ગમવા માંડ્યો હોય, પણ પહેલા તો you didn't use to like Western music. Alright. Okay, I believe this function was simple and nothing much to remember there. Okay, let's come to the fourth function. To talk about someone's typical behavior or characteristic habits, we use will. Please pay attention to this particular point. To talk about someone's typical behavior. કોઈ વ્યક્તિની કોઈ બહુ ચોક્કસ પ્રકારની વિશેષ પ્રકારની કોઈ બિહેવિયર અથવા તો એની કોઈ વિશેષ પ્રકારની ટેવ હોય, એ દર્શાવવા માટે which is the modal verb that we use will. Let us take a look at the sentence. Rama loves reading. She will read books for hours together. Alright, any typical characteristic છે. This is a typical behavior. This is a characteristic habit. Rama loves reading. She will read books for hours together. Or we have one more example. Kiran is a cricket fan. She will do anything to watch a live match. All right. This is a typical behavior, or I will call it a characteristic habit. Kiran is a cricket fan. She will do anything to watch a live match. All right, let's take a look at the note below. We use would with the same meaning to talk about the past. Alright, પાસ્ટની જ્યારે વાત કરવી હોય, કોઈ વ્યક્તિની ટિપિકલ બિહેવિયર અથવા કેરેક્ટરિસ્ટિક હેબિટ વિશે વાત કરવાની હોય, તો what is the note telling us? We use would with the same meaning to talk about the past. When I was young, my mom would tell me bedtime stories. All right, when I was young, my mom, my mother, would tell me bedtime stories. Similarly, during the war, the soldiers would patrol even in the night. All right, we are using would with the same meaning, but we are talking very specifically about the past. All right, friends, I hope you have been taking down all these sentences and all these notes, which are actually the most important point. Oh, we have a fifth function as well. What does this fifth function say? When we talk about past habits, we can use used to as well as would. Alright? Fifth function એ થોડુંક ધ્યાનથી જુઓ. Past habits ની વાત કરવી હોય, we have two options available. Which are these two options? Used to and would. Let us come to the first sentence. When we were young, we used to or we would play in the evenings. Friends, this sentence can be constructed in both the ways. When we were young, we used to play in the evenings, or we would play in the evenings. Let's take a look at the second sentence. Our school used to take us for a picnic every year, or our school would take us for a picnic every year. Past habits, we are supposed to use two options, either used to or would. Again comes an important note. However, for a past situation or state, we can only use used to and not would. Habit નહીં, પણ ભૂતકાળના સમયની કોઈ પરિસ્થિતિ અથવા સંજોગ બતાવવા માટે આપણી પાસે ફક્ત only one option is available, and which is that option? Used to. આવી પરિસ્થિતિમાં આપણે would નો ઉપયોગ નથી કરી શકતા. We cannot use would in such a condition. Look at the sentence given below. I used to live in Delhi in the 1980s. Used to, situation, state બતાવે છે, પરિસ્થિતિ બતાવે છે. I cannot rewrite this sentence like this. I would live in Delhi in the 1980s. All right. Okay. We now come to the last function of modal verbs that we have. છેલ્લા 3 એપિસોડ્સથી આપણે જે મોડાલ વર્બ્સના ફંક્શન્સ વિવિધ પ્રકારના લઈએ છીએ, એમાં આ એક છેલ્લો ફંક્શન છે, મોડાલ વર્બ્સ ઓફ ડિડક્શન અથવા તો કન્ક્લુઝન. એમાં વી વિલ જસ્ટ ટેક ટુ, મસ્ટ એન્ડ કાન્ટ. ફક્ત બે લેશું, મસ્ટ એન્ડ કાન્ટ. ઓલરાઇટ. Look at the first point. What does it say? Must is used for conclusion, to say that we are sure about something. Must is used for conclusion, conclusion એટલે કે તારણ, and also to say that we are sure about something. Alright, let us take an example. You haven't eaten all day, so you must be hungry. Alright, friends, this is a simple sentence. You have to concentrate and simply apply common sense. What does the sentence say? You haven't eaten all day. So what is going to be your obvious conclusion? You must be hungry. Because we already know that you haven't eaten all day, you must be hungry. The same way the second sentence, Prema must know Ahmedabad very well. She has lived there all her life. Why should Prema know? Why must Prema know Ahmedabad very well? Because for the simple reason, throughout her life, Prema has been living only in the city of Ahmedabad. Alright, so this is an important point that we have taken. Must is used for conclusion, to say that we are sure about something. Alright, these are the two sentences. Okay, again comes an important note. As a negative of must in the above meaning, we use can't. Must is not possible. We use can't for those conclusions which we know are impossible. ફરી ધ્યાનથી વાંચો. We use can't for those conclusions which we know are impossible.